hunkered down in the hammock. I don't hear that strange animal anymore. And I'll be using my jacket as a pillow. Hard to believe. Got the GoPro set up. Let's hunker down, my friends, and we'll see you in the morning. Good morning. There's the rain. And a little thunder. It's quite early. The sun here actually rises at 5:55 in the morning, of all things, which makes sleeping in quite difficult, probably contributing to my lack of sleep, because I am a bit of a night owl. And when I'm turning in bed at 1 or 2 in the morning, the sun coming up 4 hours later does not help me have good sleep. Yeah, there's no activity on the construction site here, probably because it's just so early, or maybe because it's a little rainy as well. But a little more sleep, and then the day going. The rain is starting to actually get pretty heavy, but it is bone dry in here, just the way I like it. So I'm gonna wait for a bit of a break in the rain before I start tearing this stuff down. I'll hopefully get a nice little moment when it's not raining so hard. But of course, I have to give my shout outs to the folks that have gone above and beyond and support the channel. Also, I have to give my shout outs to everybody's birthday. And what a birthday to have. If it's actually your birthday today, I think it's like National Beer Day or International Beer Day. I just saw online. I think there's 2 of them. One would be international and another would be probably the American National Beer Day. I don't know. But you know what that means. Practice that too, if you have not already. Rain seems to be letting up a little bit. Didn't get a ton of sleep, but get the day begun here. The day started. There's that construction crew. I can hear them right now. They're beginning their day and just on the way out. So perfect timing. Just procrastinating here because it's raining so badly. I guess we'll start with the sleeping bag, one thing at a time. Perfect break in the rain. I think I can get this all torn down in like 5 minutes. It's my guess. There's not too much to take down, pack up. Absolutely amazing time of year that I can use this as a sleeping bag. Just got to take this rope off, and I'll show you just on the tree. Like, I guess there's maybe a little indentation there, but yeah, I'll probably grab those straps. I don't want to wreck any trees. If we didn't have reservations and everything for anniversary, today would be a really nice day to sit in the hammock and just enjoy the sound of the rain. That's okay though. We got all winter to enjoy some rain out towards the coast. That should be quite nice. Storm watching, waves rolling in on the shore. They're pouring a foundation over there. I can see the concrete pumper. So, let's just wander out of here. If anybody questions me, which I don't think they will, I'm going to come back at them with, is this you guys's? Okay. We did it. We are out of here. Absolute success. I need a nice hot coffee, though, because I'm going to have to wake up. Thanks a lot. You too. Thanks. We're just a few hours away from beginning our anniversary trip, which is fantastic. And what's also fantastic is the video I've got planned for next week. If all goes to plan, this will be by far the riskiest one I've ever done. I'm trying not to overthink it so I don't scare myself out of doing it. But on paper, looks good. And so please stay tuned for that one. It'll be more exciting than this one, I swear. That's just kind of what comes when I get back to the city and I get kind of in a rut here, dealing with life, is that anywhere good to stealth camp that I know of in the city, I've done it. So I always need to be traveling. And there's a lot of other channels that are pretty much just constantly on the road. And that's tricky as well. So trying to strike the balance between charging your batteries at home, you know, like becoming rejuvenated, then hitting the road. But also I rejuvenate on the road as well. So my batteries get charged in different ways, from being at home, you know, relaxing, getting stuff in order, doing my taxes and paperwork and stuff like that, getting caught up on life, charging my batteries in some ways, but then being out on the open road also does. So I like to strike a balance. So I like to try and strike a balance there. Anyway, I better get home and see beautiful wife. Anyway, I got to get home, get packed up, and hit the road. So cheers, guys. Thanks for stopping by for a visit this week. And next week will be good. And from then on, we got river trip after that. Then another trip out back to the coast, because I still have a list of videos that I need to film out there. So cheers, everybody. And we'll see you next week. Hunker down, my friends.
Introducing the new Knit and Sew Shop at Michael's. Discover hundreds of yarn schemes in a range of colors and textures, with all your favorite brands together in one place. Shop the new Knit and Sew Shop, only at Michael's. Everything to create anything.
I just MailChimp my marketing with AI to create a hyper-personalized campaign in minutes. That's un-MailChimp believable. It is un-MailChimp believable.
Welcome to Camping with Steve. Just leaving the car here in a parking lot because we got a pretty good stealther today. I've really scaled the gear back. I've got some different stuff that's a lot smaller because I tried to do a stealth camp last time, and this backpack was like the most humongous thing that's ever existed. So we're in this urban area of Edmonton. It's got a greater metro population of, you know, around 1 million people. And there's so many wooded areas like this right behind me. So you can see what's going to happen here. This place we're going to tonight used to be a campground up until fairly recently. It's been abandoned because they built a bunch of subdivisions all around it with really nice homes. And that is not copacetic with campgrounds right in their backyard. So it's turned into kind of a city park instead of a campground, but it will be used as a campground again tonight. There is still kind of remnants of the campground that used to be here. There's actually still signs that say what the site numbers were. So I'm going to sneak back in there. It looks like there's an old water spout or something, and it should be fairly level. Should be one of the old campsites, but it's all grown in. I found a pretty good spot. It's a little close to the trail, but that's okay because I got the camo netting and everything.
but it's stinking hot. That heat warning is back on, and it's about 32 Celsius or 90 degrees Fahrenheit here, and there's no breeze in these woods. So I'm going to get this backpack off and go to the outside, cool off a little bit, and see just how obvious the backpack is even through these woods here. Definitely potential to be seen in there. So I'll string that camo netting up and start to get the shelter set up. Then I'll just kind of abandon it and we'll go walk around and do the rest of the tour of this campground. This is the very first stuff I'm going to put up. It's this. Comes with zip ties. I don't think I'll need them, but you never know. It's this die-cut camo cloth. And it's kind of like the material of like a J-cloth for cleaning. So it's really durable. It doesn't make noise. Not much noise. And this will conceal things very well. I got the most appropriate color I could. I have another one for a slightly different season. Prime time hour for hikers and joggers right now. That gives me a little more stealth here. Another couple coming down the trail. Okay, my heart just stopped there. That's exactly what I was always afraid of. It's a dog running up to the campsite. Whew. Now that that's over, the second thing I'm going to do is turn on my Thermacell insect repellent right after I move this leaf out of the way of the camera. There you go, guy. Okay. We'll get that going, and the heart will start beating again, and everything's going to be all right. My efforts to go lightweight, I've got these smaller butane cylinders. Nothing to worry about, just a couple of cyclists. And these smaller ones. And this model of a Thermacell that screws right onto the butane. I've shown that in a few videos, but in case people are wondering what it is that's driving the bugs away, I know there's sometimes new viewers to the channel that haven't seen the old ones. Thermacell. Get my head nice and focus. Yes, that they're not a sponsor. It just works. So I don't mind showing the gear that works. All right, and I can see it lit up through the little viewing hole. And we'll let that gas the area here and make sure not to leave any trace behind, because that's the reason they don't want people camping here. It's been pretty much non-stop with pedestrians and cyclists, so I've just been chilling here. I got this little dollar store folding tripod chair. They're cheap and it works. So I got a tent footprint I'm going to put down. I'm just using this little screen tent TV thing. It folds up really small. This is kind of parts of the new kit that I've got for a little more stealth here during the summer when I don't want to bring the whole kit. Okay, that's not stealthy. Note, Velcro's not your friend for stealth gear, and neither is this neon green stuff. Okay. Oh, Thank God it's gray. Okay. Throw this down here. It's got the sleeping bag and the shelter in it. This thing I'm using is called the mosquito pyramid net. And never even heard of it before. When I was in the store looking for a screen, it wasn't even that badly priced. So this fit the bill nicely. I don't know how much this thing's gonna do, but okay. I've had about enough of hiding in the woods here. I'm gonna get out there and have a water and cool off in the breeze if there is any breeze. Oh yeah. Much better, much better. Oh, it feels good to be out of there and get some air movement on me. So the main trail is this thing here. That's the one I came down on, and I am stealth camped right in there. I'm just out here taking a look to see what I can see, because that's what I do. If anybody asks why I'm out with the camera, I'll just tell them I'm trying to film a flying squirrel or something. I don't know, but stealth camp is right in there. There we are. That side and on the back, the rest of the stuff. Well, the roads here are in fantastic shape, and there's the evidence of the old sites right here. You can see an old water hookup, it looks like. Well, I was out here trying to stealth camp this earlier in the spring before there was any leaves out, and it was way too obvious. And that was the week I'd missed. Trying to find somewhere good out here was difficult. And the families just wouldn't leave. Like, people were here looking at the creek, and I'm just trying to stealth camp. But, you know, if families are out here and they see a weird guy with a camera, that would produce an issue. We don't like issues. There's another old site here, and nature has began reclaiming it. Well, they planted a few here so that people wouldn't keep camping. But you can see there's water, and actually, they've even still got the old sewage connection hookups. A lot of infrastructure still here. Well, is it ever nice to not have that huge backpack on? I only look slightly suspicious with the camera. This place is just crawling with people. This bridge here, I'm not sure, but I think it may have been the old entrance into here. When I was scoping it out last time, it came in from the other side, which turned out to be a much longer way to go than what I used today. There's also this road here, and that goes up to the main road. So these could have been both entrances, I'm not sure. It's just a part of history, we'll never know. Well, there's not much left here at all, except for those sewer hookups, those pipes, and it's just some posts that say what site it was. It's still pretty hot. There's a nice creek here. I'm gonna wander down to the creek. I hope it's a little bit cooler down there. And I'm gonna bring something with me. I won't say what. Beer. And we'll have step 2 down there. This is stealth mistake number 1. I built this thing on an existing trail. Don't do that. That's why the dog came in earlier. There we go. As a matter of fact, this entire channel in general is just a cautionary example. Do not look up to me and do not look to me for advice on this. This could be trouble depending on where you live. I don't get it. How are beavers even moving these logs? Are they the size of horses or something? Like, some of these are gigantic. And they're chewing them down and bringing them over. Unreal. Down here by the creek. Is it cooler? Yeah. Is there more mosquitoes? Yeah. But it's okay. Where there's more mosquitoes, there's less people. And I can enjoy a 5 of Diamonds Pilsner by Blind Man Brewing. Doesn't sound very good. Be stealthy as possible with these. I gotta get like twist offs or something. Oh, yes. Liquid heaven right in the palm of my hand. Okay. Guzzle this down, and when people are finished their after dinner walks, I'm hoping it's after dinner, must be, it's about 8:44. This is the after dinner hikes for people that are healthy and energetic. And they'll all go back to their homes, watch TV, get down to the business of making burritos in the woods. I was going to cook up at the campsite, except the rich, hearty smell of bean and cheese burritos wafting out of the woods is going to draw some attention. And it's pretty dark in there to boot. So out here by the creek, there's a little more light, and there's nobody around. So I can whip up a quick little shore lunch here, shore dinner, and then we'll get into the woods when it's a little bit darker. Got the bag with the food stuff out of the woods. This place is really quieted down. People are scared of the dark, it looks like. Kind of burritos. What I got is this Mexican flavored rice, refried beans, cheese, and tortillas. So I'm gonna cook up the rice, dump in some refried beans and cheese, put it on those tortillas, and chow down, because I'm starting to get a bit hungry. One of these, it's on any MSR